Hi and welcome to our lesson on an introduction to long division. We'll begin with an example. 376 divided by 4. We set out the calculation in the same way as we do for the short division. We want to divide all of the digits in 376 by 4, going from left to right. This is similar to short division. 4 divides into 3 0 times, because 3 is smaller. So we see how many times 4 divides into 37. From our times tables, we know that 4 times 9 equals 36, which is just less than 37. And 4 times 10 equals 40, which is greater than 37. So 4 must only divide into 37 9 times. However, it does not divide into 37 completely, because 4 times 9 equals 36. We write this below 37. We can subtract 36 from 37 to find the difference. 37 take away 36 equals 1. We have found out how many times 4 divides into 37. We also need to divide the 6. So we bring it down next to the 1 that was left over. Remember, the 1 is in the tens column, so it is actually worth 10. 10 plus 6 equals 16. Now we find out how many times 4 divides into 16. From our times tables, we know that 4 times 4 equals 16. So 4 divides into 16 4 times. So 376 divided by 4 equals 94. Let's look at another example. 380 divided by 5. 5 divides into 3 0 times, because 5 is greater than 3. So we see how many times 5 divides into 38. From our times tables, we know that 5 times 7 equals 35, which is less than 38. And 5 times 8 equals 40, which is greater than 38. So 5 divides into 38 7 times, with a number left over. We said that 5 times 7 equals 35, so we can write this underneath the 38 and take it away to find the difference. 38 take away 35 equals 3. Remember, the 3 is in the tens column, so it is actually worth 30. We haven't yet divided the digit in the units column, so we bring it down next to the 3. The leftover 30 plus the 0 equals 30. Finally, we find out how many times 5 divides into 30. From our times tables, we know that 5 times 6 equals 30. So 5 divides into 30 6 times. 380 divided by 5 equals 76. Here's our final example. 582 divided by 6. 6 divides into 5 0 times, because 6 is greater than 5. So we see how many times 6 divides into 58. From our times tables, we know that 6 times 9 equals 54, which is less than 58. And 6 times 10 equals 60, which is greater than 58. So 6 divides into 58 9 times, with a number left over. We said that 6 times 9 equals 54, so we write this underneath and subtract it from 58. 58 take away 54 equals 4. Remember, the 4 is in the tens column, so it is actually worth 40. The last digit to divide is the 2, so we bring it down next to the 4. The leftover 40 plus the 2 makes 42. Finally, we find out how many times 6 divides into 42. From our times tables, we know that 6 times 7 equals 42. So 6 divides into 42 7 times. 582 divided by 6 equals 97. Here are some questions for you to try. Pause the video now and have a go. Question 1. 174 divided by 3. 3 divides into 1 0 times. So we find out how many times 3 divides into 17. From our times tables, we know that 3 times 5 equals 15, which is less than 17. And 3 times 6 equals 18, which is greater than 17. So 3 divides into 17 5 times, with a number left over. 3 times 5 equals 15, so we write it underneath and subtract it from 17. 17 take away 15 equals 2. We bring the 4 down and find out how many times 3 divides into 24. 3 times 8 equals 24, so 3 divides into 24 8 times. 174 divided by 3 equals 58. Question 2. 272 divided by 4. 4 divides into 2 0 times, so we find out how many times 4 divides into 27. From our times tables, we know that 4 times 6 equals 24, which is less than 27. And 4 times 7 equals 28, which is greater than 27. So 4 divides into 27 6 times, with a number left over. 4 times 6 equals 24, so we write it underneath and subtract it from 27. 27 take away 24 equals 3. Remember, 3 is in the tens column, so it's worth 30. We bring down the 2 and find out how many times 4 divides into 32. 4 times 8 equals 32, so 4 divides into 32 8 times. 272 divided by 4 equals 68. Question 3. 455 divided by 7. 7 divides into 4 0 times, so we see how many times 7 divides into 45. From our times tables, we know that 7 times 6 equals 42, which is less than 45. And 7 times 7 equals 49, which is greater than 45. So 7 divides into 45 6 times, with a number left over. 7 times 6 equals 42, so we write it underneath and subtract it from 45. 45 take away 42 equals 3. The 3 is in the tens column, so it is worth 30. We bring down the 5 to make 35. 7 divides into 35 5 times, because 7 times 5 equals 35. 455 divided by 7 equals 65. Question 4. 495 divided by 9. 9 divides into 4 0 times, so we see how many times 9 divides into 49. From our times tables, we know that 9 times 5 equals 45, which is less than 49. And 9 times 6 equals 54, which is greater than 49. So 9 divides into 49 5 times, with a number left over. 9 times 5 equals 45, so we write it underneath and subtract it from 49. 49 take away 45 equals 4. The 4 is in the tens column, so it is worth 40. we bring down the 5 to make 45. 9 divides into 45 5 times, because 9 times 5 equals 45. 495 divided by 9 equals 55. Thank you for watching. For further practice, more questions are available on our website.